Hey everyone, welcome back to Culture Cantina. I'm one of your hosts, Rocky Kari.
And I'm Sri Kari.
And today we are doing our top 5 movies of 2022.
So it's been a wild year. We've been away for a while.
Yep.
I think our last video was in the summer. We did a review on Rise. Rocky here, he moved to LA, Los Angeles, big Hollywood baby. So, we unfortunately have not been able to do more videos because of the move. But he's back for the holidays, so we're like, hey, top 5 movies of 2022.
Have to do top 5.
Oh, yeah.
So, and this was a great year for movies. This list was incredibly hard to make because there were so many movies we loved, but we were able to get a separate top 5. So what we're gonna do is switch off each number, and we're also gonna do an honorable mention, a movie that didn't make it on the list, but one that we wanted to talk about. It doesn't have to be necessarily we liked it, but just we want to talk about it.
Yep.
So.
And our last top 5, that was in 2019, 2020, and 2021. We did not do top 5s. We've always wanted to do a top 10, but it's just really hard. You know, it makes for a really long video, and we like to talk about our movies. So we can slice it to top 5 with an honorable mention. So let's get into it.
Yep.
And also, it is worth mentioning, we have not shared each other's top 5. So
we
do not know what someone put at 4 or 5. So we have blacked each other out. All the movies we've mostly seen together, maybe some, but we have not seen. One of us has not seen, but we are completely in the dark here, so it'll be for a fun video for sure. All right, so to start off my list, my number 5 on my top 5 of 2022, I'm gonna go with RRR.
Yeah! Woo!
So, for those who don't know, RRR is a Indian film. It is a Telugu film, which is actually the state or area of India where our family is from. And the movie came out earlier this year, and people were just blown away by it. Like, everyone was talking about it. Like, it blew up the box office. Everyone in India was talking about it. But then a lot of non-Indians were talking about it and bringing it up. And
and a bunch of friends of ours who aren't even Indian were like, you gotta see RRR.
Right, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is so cool. So he finally got around to it, and it succeeded. It is a great film. It tells a tale of 2 people. I really want to keep it vague, but it's just such a unique story. It has so many layers to it. The action is jam-packed. The emotions are jam-packed. And it's just a beautiful story that's just told in such a great way. And it really breaks a lot of barriers in Indian cinema. And just the fact that it's resonated with so many people is fantastic. So I definitely needed to put it in my top 5. So it does make the cut, and it is my number 5 movie of the year. It is on Netflix. But screw Netflix, because they put it out in Hindi, and that is so stupid. So it's Telugu.
It's not the original language.
It's not the original language. It's like putting out a Spanish film, like a movie in Spanish that's like super popular, and Netflix pushed it out in Portuguese. It's like, it's kind of disrespectful. So go watch it on other streaming platforms in Telugu with subtitles. It's a great film. So RRR number 5.
That's so funny you say that, because my number 5 is RRR.
Let's go. You got to put it in the top 5. Yes.
Again, for everything you said, we were super late to the game. We actually watched it like a week ago for the first time because we were so late to the train. But we're so happy we watched it. I am in love with this movie. It's so, like you said, action-packed. The heart and emotion is really there. It's a story that takes place during the British rule of India, but the story itself, you don't have to be Indian to enjoy it. You can come from any background, and the drama, like it's a human being type thing where you feel it and you're like, I'm on board. So RRR, great movie, and I have so many people I want to show it to, Indian and not, where I'm like, I just know a ton of friends who would just eat it up. So RRR is my number 5.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
So
starting off with the same page.
Starting off great, yeah.
All right.
So my number 4 is going to be Bardo.
Okay.
So
Bardo ...
False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. So Alejandro Iñárritu is one of my favorite directors, one of our favorite directors. But personally,
mostly yours. I'm giving it to brother here.
Mostly for me, because his last movie, The Revenant, is actually my favorite movie of all time. I love that movie to death, and I was so excited for Bardo. We watched it separately, but at the same time, so we could talk about it afterwards. And my brother, who actually just got engaged, congrats to him, he got engaged.
Thank you. Shout out Sandy.
Yep. His fiance is Mexican, so we watched the film all together, separately, and then talked afterwards. And I thought it was really good, but afterwards, because Iñárritu is Mexican, he puts a lot of his life and his experiences injected into this movie. And my brother's fiance was able to pick certain things in the movie and explain to us how that is so important in Mexican culture. So I feel for Mexican people, if you watch Bardo, it is like it is insane how beautiful this movie is. It's shot beautifully. The story is very compelling. It's very trippy, but it's trippy in ways that people who are familiar with Mexican culture can really understand. And for someone like me who's not a part of that culture, just by reading about it and hearing about it from someone who does come from that culture, made Bardo an incredible experience. And I respect Inarritu so much for making this movie so personal. He really puts his heritage and his emotions on his sleeve, which is awesome. So Bardo's my number 4.
I love it. I'm so happy I made your top 5.
Yeah. What about you?
All right. So my number 4 is going to be Babylon.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
We literally just got out of the theater, so maybe there's some recency bias here. Like
that was the last
like 2 hours ago we got out of the movie.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal movie. It just came out. It's in theaters right now. Go see it. The director, Damien Chazelle, he made Whiplash, which is one of our favorite movies of all time. La La Land, we really liked La La Land. And he's back with this story with Babylon. It has great actors. Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt are both in it. And this new guy, who I have not heard of him, I'm blanking on the name.
Diego is his first name.
Yes, he plays Manny in the film. He's basically one of the main leads. He kills it. He's phenomenal. I hope sky's the limit for that guy. But wow, does this movie just celebrate cinema? And like, I'm kind of now realizing like maybe I wasn't a fan of old Hollywood movies, but now I'm like, dang, I'm a fan of old Hollywood movies. Like, this is like an old Hollywood movie, a whole Hollywood film that like just really dives into so many different aspects of back then and how Hollywood was done there, and it really shines light on some really crazy but really, you know, also sad aspects of old Hollywood. And again, it's just a phenomenal film. It's just a celebration of cinema. It was so funny.
Very
we were
funny.
Dying in the theater. It
So
was like
funny.
hilarious. So I had to put Babylon on here. Again, maybe there's some recency bias, but I'm going to put Babylon at number 4 for my on my list.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, now my number 3 film of the year. It's going to be Bardo.
Wow, nice,
Bardo,
nice.
The False Chronicles of a Handful of Truths.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry, long name. Again, it's
Bardo
on
for
Netflix, so go watch it. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, this movie is art. Like, it's literally just art.
This is a film.
This is a film, guys. Like, go see this film. Like, it just, again, I love what you said about Iñárritu, like, putting it on, like, his culture on his sleeve, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna, and I love that the director poured his heart and soul into this film. Like, he definitely did things that, like, dealt with his trauma, his heritage, his background, and things that he had to cope with being someone who left Mexico and having to deal with, you know, being in a new country, but then going back and people saying, oh, you left us. Like, all these layers that, like, again, maybe I don't have say in it, but there's a whole country in Mexico that has some kind of experience in it.
Yep.
And again, shout out to my fiance, Sandy. Like, watching with her just opened my mind so much to it because she connected it. Like, she was like, this is Mexican culture. Like, he got this, and this all right. Like, and it's just so interesting that you just appreciate someone who's just pouring his heart out and, like, telling his life story in such a unique way. It's a phenomenal film. So artistic. Bardo has to be top 3. It has to be top 5. So Bardo's going to be on my top 3, my number 3 of the year.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was really close to both of us.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I had to put it on my top 5, but the top 3 I just loved a little bit more than Bardo, but Bardo's great.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But so that's my number 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 3 pick is going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's 2 above it.
Whoa.
But
I thought this was going to be top, but
No.
Wow,
So
okay.
this movie, what hasn't been said about this movie? It is one of the trippiest movies ever on one hand, but on the other hand, I feel like I could recommend this movie to everyone I know because there are so many things going on and so many themes that the movie is tackling it tackles them really well, that you can pick apart things that resonate with you, and the movie will really leave an impact on you for those parts, whether your relationship with one of your parents, a lover, or your job, or feeling bored with life, like all that stuff. And 99% of the movie takes place in like one location, the IRS building, and it's so well done. Like how grand and majestic the movie is. It's awesome. And it came out very early in the year, so a lot of times seeing movies, I'm like, oh, Everything Everywhere is better than that, better than that. But there's 2 movies I liked more, but Everything Everywhere, All at Once, incredible movie, and everyone should see it.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I completely agree with everything you said. I did think it was going to be a little higher for you, but I love that it had to be top 3.
Yeah,
it had to be top 3.
Yeah. So my number 2, which is going to be a dark horse, because you have not seen this movie. It's Tar with Cate Blanchett.
Nice.
So I recommended it to you, but before the Oscars, definitely see it.
Okay, cool.
Why do I recommend Tar? All I'll say is it's a movie about a composer, okay? Contemporary composer, takes place today. And the movie deals a lot with cancel culture and separating the art from the artist. 2 topics which are very talked about today, and the movie tackles them beautifully. There's a lot of things that, like, when you watch it, you're like, okay, why did they show that? But then when you finish the movie and you think about it, you're like, oh, that's how it connects to Cate Blanchett's character, Lydia Tarr, and all this stuff. It is very, like, quote unquote, like, artsy. So, like, I wouldn't like Everything Everywhere, it's trippy, but I could recommend it to everybody. Tar, I don't know if I could recommend it to everyone. But if you're looking for a really, like, serious biopic-y movie, she's not a real person, but a biopic-y movie, I think you would love Tar, because it's very heavy and very awesome. So
that's crazy, man. I did not think it was...
Dude, it was really
better
good.
than, like, in your opinion, like, impacted you more than everything.
Tar is excellent.
Jeez,
it's excellent.
Man.
And Cate Blanchett is phenomenal.
Okay, I need to see it. Yeah, I will definitely be watching it. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go into my number 2, and then we'll go into our honorable mentions. So for my number 2, I am going to do The Whale. Yes.
So good.
The Whale, it just came out. It's in theaters. Go see it if you haven't too. It stars Brendan Fraser, and this is the main thing that got like us hooked onto it. If you don't know Brendan Fraser, he pretty much like ruled Hollywood for a few years there. Like he was just he was in the early 2000s, the Mummy movies. He was in the Journey to the Center of the Earth movie. It's just a really like well-known actor and huge, and like his career just blew up. Frankly, like. He got, and I forgot some of the specifics, but there was a lot of stuff with, like, not getting work, like, some movies that flopped.
He was even, like, sexually assaulted by someone in the industry.
I forgot about that. Like, some really dark stuff, and, like, obviously mental health has an aspect in there, too. And, like, you just feel bad, and, like, I saw interviews of him pre The Whale, and, like, you just saw a man that was defeated. And this movie came out, and then, I'm sure some people have seen it. There's a video that went viral of a standing ovation that happened at the Venice Film Festival where they showed this movie, and there's like a 10-minute or something standing ovation for the movie and Brendan Fraser. And he's like standing up and he's just so emotional. And you're just like, whoa. And I know this is not a review for the
There's like context.
But the context of it was like, oh my God, like is this something that resurrected Brendan Fraser's career from like the dirt, like the bottom up? And boy did it do. It is, you said this after, it is one of, like, the saddest movies you'll ever see. Like, it is hard to watch, and the subject matter is so deep, and it deals with so many things on grief, like self-body image, obesity, and friendships, and loved ones, and like sexuality.
Are we worthy for love?
Oh, yeah, self-love and being loved by others. Like, it just dives into so many different things. It's actually... Fun fact about me, I love movies that can be plays. Like, movies that are like, you watch it, you're like, this could be a play. Yep. And then at the end, you find out it is a play.
Yeah, so, it was originally a play and then made it into a movie.
Right,
yeah.
So, and that made complete sense. So, Brendan Fraser killed it. I hope he gets the main Oscar. The directing is fantastic. It's a beautiful story. It's very, very deep and sad. It moved me, and I would love to see it again. And yeah, boy, The Whale is a fantastic film. So, go watch it. It has to be on my top 3, and it's going in at number 2 for the year. So again, we're going to do an honorable mention, and this is just a movie that we just want to talk about.
Yeah.
It didn't make our top 5, but we just want to talk about it. So my honorable mention, and people are going to get mad because it's not number 1, it's going to be Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
yeah.
It's going to be Top Gun. The reason I want to talk about it is it's the highest grossing movie of the year.
Yep.
It's already like top 15 or top 10 highest grossing movies ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild. And a lot of people were like, this is my favorite movie of the year. Like, this is my number 1. I need to like say 2 things. 1, it is a really good movie. Like, I was thinking about this list, my top 5, and I wanted to get it in there, but I just couldn't. These other 5 movies just impacted me more, and I was just more moved by them and the artistic aspect of it, and like just impacted me. I wanted to put it in there, but it didn't. If I did do a top 10, it probably would be 6. So it is really good, because there's just some moments in there that are just really moving. Like it
really
is,
good.
and it really breaks the boundaries of action film. Like some things that really pushes like what they're doing. I'm like, that was never done.
The
before
stuff with the
film.
plane, everything is just
It's
nuts.
crazy.
It's
the
nuts.
one reason I push it back, and again, this was my issue with the first Top Gun movie, was the love interest. Like, why are we doing this? Like, even the first Top Gun, like, I'm glad they toned it back in this one, but it's like, the whole love interest is not needed. Like, I'm just so fascinated with, like, the academy and, like, the training and the aspects of the flying. Then why do we need this?
Nobody goes to Top Gun like, oh, the romance is gonna be
Bro,
awesome.
that was amazing,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
yeah.
No.
No, we all talk about the action
Yeah.
and the
Right.
flight school and everything.
And if people are like, this is in my top 5, this is my top 3, I get it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
But is it really your top movie of the year? Like, yeah, you should watch Everything Everywhere. Like, you should watch The Whale. Like, and maybe that's not for you, but like, if action movies a big blockbuster, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it is a great film. But I didn't want to talk about that because it is not in my top 5. I really liked it. I do think people really set the expectations really, really high for me on that movie, but it's still worth talking about in the top 5 movies of 2022. So I'm going to go with my honorable mention, Top Gun Maverick.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. I'm glad you shouted that out.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention is going to be The Batman.
Really?
The Batman.
Wow.
Came out this year,
yeah.
March.
Okay. Yep.
I loved The Batman.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as good as The Dark Knight, but I think it's better than The Dark Knight Rises. I think that, like, it is just the key word here, ladies and gentlemen, is tone. The tone of this movie is so sick. Like, the dark grittiness of Gotham City, Batman as a character, Robert Pattinson, who did a great job as Batman, didn't do a great job as Bruce Wayne, but I'm fine with that, brother. You said that when we reviewed it. But I loved the movie. The Riddler was awesome. It was just such a fun, refreshing comic book movie, and I think why I loved it so much was I had not really low expectations, but lower expectations for the Batman. I didn't think it was going to be that good. Thought it was going to be okay, but I came out loving it. So the Batman for me is my honorable mention. The top 5 though, just the Batman was so close, but it the other 5 I liked more.
I think both of it was like we wanted to put these movies in the top 5,
but
it just didn't make the cut. But they were a huge movie this year that a lot of people have been discussing and liked a lot. So that's cool that you really resonated with it. Yeah.
So my number 1, and like you said, recency bias might be a factor, is Babylon. I'm blown. All capital letters, LOVE, love this movie.
Wow.
So I told you after we finished, if I could give the first half a score of more than 10, like, I would do it. Like, that was the first half of this movie, not only the opening party scene, but how you learn about the main 3 characters, seeing how movies were made at the time, and obviously it's a little bit over the top, but just to get a glimpse of what it could have been like is so fun. And like, I like, you and I, we love movies, and like, so for me, sitting in the theater and seeing a movie like this that respects old movies so much and is showing that, but also the main theme of the movie is that a lot of people think that it's just showing how cool old Hollywood was, and old Hollywood was cool, but it wasn't perfect. There was a lot of effed up stuff that happened behind the scenes, and a lot of people treated it like life and death when you shouldn't. It's just movies. Like, real life is so much more important than movies, you know? Although we do love movies. And I think that's something for me, moving to LA and trying to get into the entertainment industry. I need to keep telling myself that it's not life or death, that it's just movies, and I need to enjoy. If I don't make it, it's not the end of the world. Who cares? Life's good and everything. So it really touched me, but it also really motivated me to still do my own work, because failure is not the worst thing that could happen. So Babylon, loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That's awesome, man. I mean, again, it's a movie dedicated to cinema.
Yeah.
And like, you having just moved to LA. It's shot and like filmed and takes place completely in LA. And like, again, it's just such a celebration with like so many layers to it. So I love that you resonated with that movie so much. It makes complete sense to me. And it's definitely, I mean, it was my number 4 on the list. it's definitely top 5. Again, it's in theaters, so go check it out. But I love that that's your number 1.
So thanks. I think I know what your number 1 is. So take it away.
Yeah. So my number 1 is Beast. No, it's kidding. No, it's not Beast. No.
I do for a second. I was like, wait,
no. It's not Beast. It is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Woo!
Just a phenomenal film. I don't really have to talk much on what you already said about it, but it just, for me, it's just a movie that anyone can watch it and like connect with it, and it's just so beautiful, and it really makes you think on your own life and be like, what makes you happy, and like, we all think about alternate realities and what would my life be like if this happened? What would it be like if this happened? But like, and it explains it to us and like says that like everything matters and everything doesn't matter at the same time. And it's just dealing with that aspect of life is just so unique, and it's funny, it's entertaining, it's groundbreaking, like just
the
things
action?
like it just does things that never happened in cinema, which you gotta appreciate and you gotta love. So it's my number 1 movie of the year. Everyone has to go see it. I hope it just continues to be a talked about movies for generations to come, because it is such a beautiful, phenomenal film.
And for the awards coming up.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So my number 1 is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Bro, after you said all that, now I'm like, I don't know, maybe it should be number 2 or
yeah.
But
like,
tough, I'm gonna stick to my list.
Yeah.
But Everything, Everywhere is so good.
I did want to say I was thinking maybe your 1 would have been The Whale or Avatar.
Avatar 2 was also great.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that neither of us had it in the top 5. Like, it was really good, but it was
really good. Yeah.
2 things I noticed on my list that I just wanted to call out. 1, there was 2 international films on there, RRR and Bardo, and same with you too.
Yeah.
So it's actually really cool that 2 international films were on our top 5.
That's cool.
I love that.
That's awesome.
And at least for me, all my top 5, I guess yours too. None of them were like sequels or like part of like these big like franchises or like a superhero movie.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just kind of the original story aspect. So I'm just happy about that, because like I feel like a lot of people, like we've talked like just how it's like the originality of Hollywood and is that alive or dead, but like seems like it's still alive. So we just got to keep supporting those movies. And I think that's maybe just inherent in our recommendations here on our top 5.
I did not think about that.
Yeah.
Go to the theater. See movies.
Yeah, right. It's awesome because
then you do this and it's a fun time.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any last things? Was great.
No, I think that's it. So excited for the Oscars and all the other awards. It's gonna be so cool to see what gets awarded. Our biggest one, I think you and I both want, is Brendan Fraser for Best Actor.
Yeah.
It's like the number 1 thing.
And then like everything, but it's tough because like you have Everything Everywhere. You have still the Whale in general.
Babylon.
I mean, again, Top Gun could make strides.
Avatar 2 for visual effects stuff. Like it's gonna be crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. It was a good year.
Great year. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and we will see you all very soon. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.